Happy Halloween from Morning Live. We're joined by a viewer dressed up as First Ontario's Dave Schurman.
Sorry, I didn't have a costume on like Tim.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
But I am dressed. I like your shirt style, Bob.
Well, thanks, Dave. I knew you were coming in this morning via Skype. Hey, let's get to the questions from the viewership. William from Brantford has a good question. It's about 0% vehicle financing. Car companies have been advertising zero interest rates on loans for terms of up to 8 years. I think this is false advertising, as you can never get a loan for free. Dave, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, thank you very much, William. And it's not really false advertising, but I guess you could say it's a little bit of maybe smoke and mirrors or deception. So first, let's look at how money is made on new cars. So on one side, you have the car manufacturer who builds new cars and then sells them to car dealers. Car dealers are generally independently owned, so they're not owned by the manufacturers. They take the new cars, they pay a wholesale price to the manufacturer for them, and then they put on the window their suggested manufacturer's retail price, which, that's what you and I see. That's not, again, what they pay for it, but that's what they suggest they sell to consumers for, and then they negotiate. But also sometimes manufacturers want to move cars a little quicker because if a dealer can't sell a car, then the manufacturer can't sell more cars to the dealers and put them on their lots. So the manufacturer will offer incentives, sometimes low interest financing, sometimes cash back, but you don't generally get both. And I have a couple of slides here I'll show you to point that out. And these are actual ads that I saw. This one actually came from some ads in May. So if you look at that Nissan Murano, the manufacturer here is offering a $60 to $150 cash off the car. It's not really cash back, it's off the car. Or, and then the big thing is the or, $1,500 cash and the 0% financing. So if you look at that one, there's a difference in $4,750 if you take the 0% financing. That's like paying $4,750 in interest because you're foregoing that $4,700 in cash. The next one, the Sierra, similar, $6,500 cash back. Or the 0% financing. This one's for 84 months. A little better deal because you get the financing for longer. The last one, the Cadillac, it's a little bit different. You can get a $5,000 cash back or off the selling price, or $1,500 and 0.9% financing for 72 months. So the difference there is about $3,000, $3,500. So that's not necessarily 0% financing. This one now, and every manufacturer has to have the small print. You may need a microscope or a magnifying glass to actually see it. But I bolded the piece in the middle. They're not going to generally bold it, but I bolded the piece in the middle to see what that basically says. And this is an actual ad I saw the other day from Toyota. This is a Camry, and it says in the bold print that if you take the cash for a buyer, that's fine, and it's good, except if you take the low interest financing. So again, that's similar to the first slide. It's just putting in the fine print that you don't get both.
Right. So these low rate loans or even 0% financing, not always the deal it's made out to be, but is it still worth it to forego the cash incentives to take the low financing?
It depends. If you have the cash to pay for it, obviously, take the cash back. And that first one, $6,500, take that. You're going to get the car a lot cheaper rather than, extend it out. The other thing to think about too is, and William mentioned, 8 years, and some of them do finance cars up to 8 years. That obviously makes your loan more affordable. But if you look at the warranty on new cars now, generally it's 36 months. And cars depreciate up to 20, 25, 30% a year. That's actually about $1 an hour all year long that your car's depreciating while it's sitting there. So you may actually owe more on the car than it's worth. And then the warranty may wear out, and you have expensive repairs, but you still owe a lot of money on it. And that's where people get in trouble. They end up having to trade their car in. They owe more than it's worth. They have to buy a new one, and now they owe a lot more than their new car's worth.
Yeah. Hey, great advice. Thanks, Dave, for that, and thank you, William, for your question. If you have a financial question or topic you want covered by Dave, you can email your questions to Dave at Finance Friday at FirstOntario.com or through Twitter at Finance_Friday. If your question or topic is selected, you'll to be covered on air on Morning Live, you'll win a gift card from a local business in your community. Good luck, and have a great Halloween weekend, Dave.
You too, Bob. Stay safe when you're trick-or-treating.